So a common question I hear a lot is, in chiropractic care, how does it promote positive brain changes, right? You know, well, first of all, despite popular science, that sound release following a chiropractic adjustment, it's not just the gas release in the joint. Let me reveal what is happening under a microscope. So what goes on in the microscope spaces between our specialized cells called neurons that transmit nerve impulses is exceedingly complicated. So in the biochemical terms, it involves various chemical reactions that register and record experiences in neural pathways. In biomechanical terms, every time we perform a movement task, especially the movement of the spine, a set of neurons in our brains are activated, and the brain receives that first spark from the movement of our body, especially the movement of the spine by way of these activation of two specialized sensors. They're called proprioceptors, or body positioning sensors, and mechanoreceptors, or body loading sensors, that charge these neurons to join through the exchange of synaptic neurotransmitters. So this joining permits a nerve cell to pass electrical or chemical signal to another neuron, and that turn many types of neurotransmitters that then release chemicals that nerve cells use to send signals to other cells. So it's complicated, isn't it? So as the experience, especially the chiropractic adjustment, is repeated, the synaptic links between the neurons grow stronger and more plentiful. So the strength of these links is achieved through both physiological adaptations, such as the release of higher concentrations of neurotransmitters, and anatomical ones, right? Such as the generation of new neurons or the growth of new synaptic terminals on existing axons and dendrites. So these are the long and the short thread-like parts of a nerve cell, along which impulses conduct from the cell body to other cells. So synaptic links can also weaken in response to experiences. Again, as a result of physiological and anatomical alterations such as poor posture, alignment, and immobility which is caused by sedentary lifestyle. So what we learn as we live is embedded and recorded in an ever-changing cellular connections inside our brain. And the chains of linked neurons from these physical inputs and mental experiences, our minds, true vital paths actually grow and adapt. So today scientists sum up the essential dynamic of neuroplasticity, which is known as Hebb's rule. Neurons that fire together, wire together. So sedentary lifestyle, well, it alters this response in reverse. The brain actually shrinks. And the first time in our history as a species, the brain is actually shrinking. None of this is theoretical construct or some sort of a philosophical ideology. All of this is worked out in science. Please understand something. In science, with what we consider evidence, right? The human anatomy and physiological textbooks in America are from Northern American people, only 4 to 6% of people on the globe. The textbooks used in science, like Guyton's textbook on medical physiology or the biochemistry books, are very misleading regarding actual evidence. They should be corrected to read rat medical physiology and rat biochemistry, at least animal research, because most of what we think about, what we know about humanity, what we call evidence-based, does not come from humanity. It's an anamorphic lens that bends the reality, not to mention that we simply don't live in a vacuum. So the rats and animals they use are not even found that way in nature, right? They're in a lab bred for specific experiments. This is 17th century rat science and still very much predominant in the system of science today. Lighten up, move better, and live fuller. I'm Dr. Matt Hammett.